Right, here I am in the cemetery feeling hungry and thirsty, but I I decided to get out of the house immediately after having the lesson to be able to come here and think about how things went. So I'll probably I'll I'll plan to put in the title. I'll plan to name the title something along the lines of I failed. Oh, sorry, I didn't pass my driving test first time, and that's okay. Let's get straight into it. So I failed because there was um, there was a type of road that I'd never negotiated before. It was one lane, but the one lane splits into two, and you've got hashed double white lines hashed for giveaway signs for both if you're turning left on the left lane and if you're turning right on the right lane. I was meant to be turning right and positioned on the in the right lane, but I stayed in the left and turned right anyway because I didn't know how to negotiate it properly. I stayed in the left even though I was turning right because I thought, well, we drive on the left, so I'm staying left. So that's what I did on instinct. That was what I called my logic when I was speaking to my instructor about the test. The driving instructor who examined me was actually rather friendly. We did have a little bit of small talk here and there, saying he asked me what would I be doing, or what would I be doing on a usual day like this. I just said, oh, I'd usually be driving because that was just the first thing that came to mind because I could be driving on a Tuesday, but I'm not necessarily. I might be, I might not be. Certainly won't reveal such information though because that's private. I'd rather keep that anonymous because there could be some very strange people here on the internet. But anyway, yeah, I thought I potentially could have not passed the test because I went onto a dual carriageway and I signaled right, thinking that we'd be going from the slip road to the left lane of the dual carriageway, but the lane we're in was actually the left lane. I didn't know that, but I eventually cancelled the signal. And even though I may have misled other road users doing that by signalling right and not changing lane, I didn't actually fail because of that. I failed because of that type of road that I'd never negotiated before. My instructor said that we had negotiated it in the past, and if that is true, I certainly don't remember it. However, next time, I'll certainly be ready. So my driving instructor, before the lesson ended, he looked for the next available test for me, and the next available test was in the new year, in January. But he did say new tests get released every Monday early in the morning. So he said to look at around 6 o'clock or so, because that's when new tests get released. Certainly something that I could do. When I heard the news, it was actually before I talk about my thoughts on it. It was given to me on an iPad, and it wasn't fail that I got. I got unsuccessful, and then it had a red rectangle around unsuccessful, and then it got the serious fault I got, which was why I failed the test, and then I also got 3 minors. literally, as I said, I was thinking about it in the early hours of this morning, and I was writing my thoughts down. And I was saying, I remember writing, if I don't pass the test, life goes on. If I do pass the test, life goes on. And, well, I was right. Literally just as I said. But I just didn't have experience of it. I did feel a bit of nerves kicking in my sternum, a little bit, when we went into the test centre. But the nerves completely calmed down when I was doing the test. The guy he was alright. He was friendly. I didn't expect to be examined by a young man. He looked like he was in his early to mid-30s, maybe. Friendly, he was friendly. And there were some times when we were going on mini roundabouts, and I asked rather close to the roundabout basically what way are we going? Are we going straight? I actually thought one time around a mini roundabout we would turn right, but no, he let me know that we were going straight. He was okay. He was alright. This time around we did sat-nav driving, but my driving instructor said that we can do sometimes in tests you can get just road signs, basically. But yeah, it really was fine. The test itself was really easy. These people, they aren't going to drive differently just because you're on a test. Seriously, no one from the outside actually knows that you've got a test. No one that's around that's driving, unless you've seen them in the test centre, but they aren't going to care. I genuinely didn't feel unhappy when I got the news and I was told that I didn't pass my test, because I know I can learn from it, and if I do get that same route again, I know how to negotiate it properly this time. Or if I get a similar route on the same type of road, I know what I'm doing. I think I'm going to get even though I didn't pass today, I think I'll get my pass plates anyway, because I am going to need them soon. I am ready for the test, and there's no need to hesitate, really. I will have to sort my car out. I will have to sort things out with my car, but I think it can wait. This sort of mindset that I've gained from not passing the test this time round is actually the exact same mindset that I could use for learning the gym instructor course material, and also eventually the personal training material. And if I want to get level 4, which I think I do, the advanced PT material, I may have to specialize then. I don't know, we'll see. But I do know that I'd like to learn. I'd like to learn a lot. I'd like to know a lot, because I've come from a place where I didn't know much about what was really important in life, and it's just, life just isn't what it could be that way when you don't know much, and you're basically living day by day rather than thinking about life from a more long-term perspective and planning your weeks out, eventually maybe even your months out. I didn't pass this time, but I really believe that I could pass the second. The driver test, you got 20 minutes. If I do get sat nav again, you got 20 minutes independent driving, and then 20 minutes being led around without the sat nav and being instructed by my invigilator. Yeah. I remember my dad was saying that the the best drivers, they don't pass first time. Oh, I'm not all that sure about that. That's his opinion, and I might just be inclined to agree with it, because the learner drivers who don't pass first time, they have to go out of their way and learn from their mistakes, and they can't really. Well, I certainly don't believe that I could act in a cocky way about my driving, because I haven't passed first time, and my instructor was actually telling me a story saying that a learner driver who'd passed their test first time actually sooner or later crashed due to going too fast around a bend. So just because you pass first time doesn't necessarily mean that you're a safe driver. It just means that you passed the test first time. I'm not sure if I really understood that before this test. I think it'd just be something I just didn't take into consideration. You aren't necessarily a safe driver if you pass first time. And I made it very clear to myself that I was looking to be the safest and smoothest driver that I could be. But how can I do that if I would be driving about in a cocky way and just try to seem cool if I was driving with friends, for example? I can't have my cake and eat it too. I could have passed first time and still drive in a sensible way for the rest of my life, yeah. But what I'm trying to get at is, just because you pass first time doesn't necessarily mean that you're a safe driver, and I'm looking to be a safe driver. And if that means I have to learn from faults that I've made, that means I have to learn from faults that I've made. I'm not perfect. And as I've been telling myself, I could always get another test. There will never be people that there will never be there will always be people that are looking to learn to drive and to pass their test. So it's not like I don't have another chance. That's just not true. Or I do have a second chance. But if there's anything that I've really understood here that's really important, is the fact that these things, these tests, and maybe major events from now on, they aren't actually all that. They might not be all that difficult. It's just the anticipation beforehand that may make you seem like that may make it seem like it's actually a challenge, or much harder than it actually is. That's what I experienced, and I know that from experience that this test is going to be easy. It's not hard, and that sort of mentality I could use for every other sort of test that I get in my life. Test meaning maybe a practical exam or a theory exam, like how I'm going to have to take for the gym instructor course, or maybe even and the personal training and so on. We'll see how things go. I certainly plan to look for a test to see if I could get one earlier than January, but that's the news really. that anticipation, it's a liar. That's what I think. Is that anticipation is a liar. It makes it seem like the test is going to be more difficult than it actually is. People aren't going to go out of their way to drive differently because you're on a test. No one from the outside knows that you're on a test. And even if they did, I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean that they'll drive in a different way for you. That doesn't necessarily mean that they will be more lenient on you, or they will drive more aggressively around you because you're a learner, and they think that they can basically try and bully you around. That anticipation is it's a liar. But even I like the fact that I had to wake up early for this test. I'm not going to say what it was or anything like that, but yeah, I had to wake up fairly early to be able to get to this test on time. I woke up at 6 in the morning for it. I like waking up much earlier than 9 o'clock. And in my opinion, the bummy-o-meter, I'm calling it the bummy-o-meter, it just went down. It went down. I mean, I've been a nice pair of jeans my sister gave me, my comfortable shoes that I use for the test. The t-shirt that has a rip in it. I mean, here's the proof. It's a little one, but it's a rip in it nonetheless. Things absolutely can change. Things absolutely can change. That anticipation, man, is such a liar. Such a liar. I think I genuinely could have, like, during GCSE exams and A-level exams, I could have been allowing myself to be lied to by anticipation. It's not even, the test is easy, and I think that sort of mentality it's gonna help me for the rest of my life. And that sort of mentality I might not have got if I actually did pass first time. I plan to title this video, I didn't pass first time, and that's okay, because I genuinely think it is. Life's got to go on the same way. And I know that anticipation make it seem like these sorts of things are actually more difficult than they are. That's one major thing that I've learned from taking the test and not passing it. And even the drivers, the instructors, if you don't pass your test, you'll get I got unsuccessful, not fail. The only time I failed is when I quit. And I quit before going the whole 9 yards. That's the sort of mindset that I have and I'm going to keep. But I've got that new mindset, that anticipation. It's a liar. These sorts of things, they aren't going to be hard. If you are ready and you trust in your ability, the rest will be easy. But I have a much clearer idea of how the test goes, and it's not going to be one grumpy old guy that's going to purposefully try and go out of their way to mark you down. No, it's not going to be one grumpy old person, one like a stereotype, like one grumpy old man that purposefully try and give you faults. No. I think I'll leave it at that for now. I've just got to do what I've got to do. I think I'll go buy some pass plates, get some shopping. I plan to do a whole load of stuff, because I made myself I realized that my life doesn't revolve around this test. It's not the only one thing that I have to do, and it's not the be all end all. It's not the only chance that I have to pass my driving test. It's not the only thing I'm doing in my life to try and progress and move forward. I was telling myself that I will put in more of an effort, regardless of whether I do or don't pass. Perhaps it genuinely just was not meant to be. I certainly could have passed, but I was thinking I was going to pass throughout most of it, especially nearing the end. But sometimes I thought I was going to fail, like when I was on the dual carriageway and I put my right signal on but didn't actually change lanes. These driving instructors, they aren't going to go out of their way to be aggressive towards you or try and make it hard for you. No, they're literally just there to instruct. And I trusted my ability. I am ready, so the rest is easy. And I know that anticipation is a trickster. It's not a truth teller. My phone's on less than 10% battery, so I'll leave it at that for now. But yeah, I'm gone. Next time, I certainly will pass the test. I think I'm ready. I trusted my ability. All I've got to do is just allow myself to go through the process. One way I think I'll do what I did before, just not try and rush anything. Like when it gets very close to the days, like how I did yesterday and the day before, I just won't do anything driving related. I'll just allow myself to carry on living life as usual and put less effort into thinking about driving, so that I'm not trying to rush, trying to cram anything in my mind that genuinely could have just made things worse. I made it easier for myself to pass the test. Well, I made it easier for myself to do the test. I didn't pass. To do the test by not cramming in driving information. No, not cramming in the show me, tell me questions, which I was learning at the time. But yeah, we'll see how the driving lessons go. We'll see if I can get another test fairly early, fairly close to now, rather than the new year. But yeah, that's all I've got to say now. I'll leave it at that. Maybe you learned something valuable, maybe you enjoyed, I don't know. But I've certainly learned something valuable. Anticipation's a liar. But and also I'd like to carry on waking up early. I think just to move forward, I'll make the One Life Transformation Journey video now, actually, just to be able to move on from this. Well, to do something different, I'll do that maybe when I leave. Maybe not, we'll see. But yeah, I didn't stress that I didn't pass. I wasn't in any way negatively impacted. This is I can learn from this experience. I know I'm ready to pass. All I've got to do is just do it. It's waiting for me. I'll get those pass plates and just live life more so how I want to. But I know not to cram information. I know to make it easier for myself in that regard. And I know that anticipation, that's where, if you could conquer that and realize what's actually going on, then it will all go away. And also realize that you've got more to do in life other than just this one thing, other than just passing the driving test. In this very specific context, in the future it may be something else, but for now it's this sort of mindset I could take anywhere with me. But I'll leave it at that for now. I'm gone. I've certainly learned something valuable. Maybe you've learned something valuable as well, but for now I'm done. I'll see you lot in the next one. Peace.